Diary Queen is a really moving episode of The Simpsons. This is the 12th episode of the 32nd season. This is directed by Matthew Nastuk. And it starts off with Flanders having a yard sale and he sells a bunch of books, and Bart gets hold of Mrs. Krabappel's diary. He doesn't realise it's her diary until he opens it and he begins to read it. And there are these pages about her spiky-haired little friend and how she actually believed in him and thought that he could actually amount to something. And Bart really latches onto this and basically instantly changes his outlook because somebody has believed in him. And that is such a beautiful message. I'll explain with a spoiler warning in a moment how that develops within the context of the episode. But just that message alone of giving somebody the power of self-belief just by believing in them is something really beautiful. And I think we can all take away something really positive from that. If you allow other people the opportunity to believe in themselves by believing in them, it can cause really great things to happen. Certainly in this episode, it takes an interesting direction, which I'll talk about in a moment. There isn't really a B plot to this, and it didn't need one. It managed to sustain itself the whole way, and it was really emotional. We do have footage of Krabappel, and she's talking, and it's archived sound, of course, and it's difficult. I'm really pleased that they're keeping Krabappel alive in The Simpsons, but it is emotional. Part of me's not 100% happy with that, though. On a personal level, I love Krabappel, so it's nice to have her included in it. But at the same time, I feel like even though they fully have the rights to do whatever they want with that archive sound, I feel like bringing her into it as a speaking character, even with flashbacks, I don't know, there's just something about it that I feel a little uncomfortable with. Even though, as I said, if the sound's recorded, it's archive sound, they can do what they want with it. But I'm just not 100% happy with that. But at the same time, I love Krabappel, so I have very conflicting emotions about that. If you feel the same way or feel strongly about it either way, please feel free to let me know. But the point there being, of course, is that there's a lot of Krabappel in this, both in terms of her as a character, her memory, Bart talking about her, and it's very moving and ultimately very well done. So, spoilers from now. I'll discuss ultimately what happens with this narrative and indeed Lisa's involvement, which I didn't like. So spoilers from now. Lisa finds out that the spiky-haired little friend is actually a cat, which I thought, okay, I didn't see that coming. I did when Bart was when the character was referred to as the spiky-haired little friend, I did think that's not Bart because they're keeping something back, but I didn't think it was a cat. So that part of it I didn't see coming. But I don't understand why Lisa felt the need to tell Bart. I mean, I don't know, maybe he never would have found out and he could have become this amazing person because somebody believed in him. And yeah, if he does find out further down the line, is that any different to Lisa telling him now rather than later? I don't know. I don't have 100% confidence in the fact that it wouldn't make a difference, because maybe the longer it went on for, the harder it would hurt. But I think Lisa should have shut up. I don't think Lisa did the right thing in telling Bart, because what's wrong with believing in yourself, regardless of how it happens? If you are mistaking a description about a cat for you and it gives you confidence, so be it. So I didn't like what Lisa did. But ultimately, I liked the direction it took with Flanders and ultimately how he helped Bart and what happened with the diary. So I thought it was a very sweet, very moving episode. Ultimately, I really enjoyed it. Lisa, a little bit annoying, but that aside, I feel like this is a really beautiful episode, very emotional. And I think Diary Queen is one I'll always enjoy watching.